Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world and whatever time it is for you in the world. Welcome to this free masterclass where we are asking ourselves the question, can we really make the seemingly impossible possible? And has this woman standing in front of you right now really helped others do this already? Now, I do want to welcome you, those of you who are here live with me. If you stay right until the end, I've got some bonus resources that I'm going to tell you about, and you'll be able to say, yes, I want them, and they'll be sent to you absolutely free. We will also be drawing some prizes at the end, and I will be divulging the password for a super secret offer that I have for those of you who are interested in quantum leaping a little bit further with me. I'm going to have that password for you right until the right at the end. So what I'm going to share with you today is life-changing information, guaranteed life-changing information. Now, whether or not it changes your life depends on what you do with the information. Words do not create change, only implementation creates change. So write everything down that I'm sharing with you tonight, take it with you, and then use it. I strongly encourage you to do something differently to what you've been doing before. Start taking that quantum leap. If you don't do anything, a bit of hair on my face. If you don't do anything with the information, everything is going to remain the same in your life. If you just take the information, think that was really cool, that was interesting. I wrote down so much, then I've got pages and pages of notes, and then you just pop them in a drawer and you don't do anything with them, nothing much is going to change in your life. So I encourage you right now, whether you're here live or watching back via the replay, that you will be all in with me for the next 90 minutes. So close down those distractions, push the kids out of the room, close the door. You're here. You may as well be present. Take this time for you. Use this time for you. Now, if you are here live, open up the chat box and say hi, and let us know the area you are intending to leap in. If you have any questions, please do write them down as I go through the presentation. I've got a lot to get through. I'm going to be moving fast, but write those questions down, and you're going to have an opportunity at the end to ask those questions, and I'm going to hang around and answer them for you. Grab your notepad and your pen and let's dive in. So tonight I'm going to be sharing with you some secrets around quantum leaping, taking the leap. I am going to tell you what a quantum leap is and what it isn't, and what a quantum quiver is. And Tina learned this, and she came back and said to me, things have happened to me that I honestly believe would not have. Absolutely amazing. How to prepare for your leap. Sally learned how to prepare for her leap, and she said, to say the changes I have been making professionally and personally are big is an understatement. The number one thing that grounds you, the number one thing that stops you from taking your leap, that holds you back. I did some work with Peter around this, and he is now embarking on a new career he thought was too late to pursue. Then they're the 3 secrets, and then the 4th part is I'm going to show you how to apply these to any area of your life and start leaping from the moment you hang up. from this masterclass. Like Sido, who said 90% of everything I imagined has materialized with plans in place for the final 10%. Gives you goosebumps, right? If you are someone with a dream, and I'm going to go out on a limb and make an assumption that you are someone with a dream, a desire, it's why you've registered for this masterclass. You're probably sick of being told it's impossible. You're probably sick of wondering whether you're actually really good enough or worthy enough. You're probably sick of trying and failing. You're probably sick of feeling frustrated. You're sick of not being able to see a clear pathway. Like, how does this actually work? Someone just give me the plan and I will follow the plan, right? Or maybe you've tried to follow a plan. So you're sick of wasting time. I'm trying, I'm failing, I'm getting frustrated, I'm getting stuck. I'm now afraid that I can't do this, that this isn't for me, and I just feel so stuck. And as human beings, we cannot stand feeling stuck because it is not our natural state. Our natural state is to move. So my goal, my aim is to get you moving forward into your quantum leap. Now, the beauty of quantum leaping, there's so much beauty about quantum leaping, is, but three of them are, it doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't even matter where you're starting from. You are all unique. You are all in your own unique lives, and you are all beginning your leap from a different starting point, a starting point that is unique to you. And remember, you can quantum leap in any area of your life. So some of you are here for your career, some may be for your business, some may be for your health, some may be here for love, some may be here for family reasons, right? So it doesn't matter where you're starting from. It doesn't matter your background, and your demographic doesn't matter. Quantum leaping is available to everybody on the planet. As I said, you have a desire, and you have a desire at the end of the day. Yes, health, wealth, love, family, career, business, or passion, maybe turning your passion into a business or your passion into a project. At the end of the day, you have a desire to feel more fulfilled, healthier, and happier, right? To have a more fun life, for life to be exciting, for you to be able to wave a magic wand and bring anything into your life that you wish. You want, and I know you're here because you're here. I know you want to grow, you want to expand, and you want to achieve. You want to achieve your dream or your desire, and your desire. And maybe along the way, especially if you've had this dream or desire for a while, maybe you've even you've had some attempts to bring it to life, to make your leap yourself. If you've had this for a while, you may have been told along the way, you know, you can't do, be, or have that because you didn't grow up in the right family, because you don't have X amount of money in your bank account. Well, you can't because of your age. You're too old or you're too young. Well, you can't because you don't actually know the right people. You can't because someone's already doing that. Someone's already doing that. There are so many coaches in the world already. Why on earth, Janelle, would you want to go and do that? Or the opposite, no one has ever done that before. So what makes you think you can? And I have a client story around this. A client of mine late last year, there was something she wanted to do in her career, and she had everyone telling her it was impossible. Mentors, leaders, other people in the organization, peers, everybody, you can't do this. It's impossible. We decided that it was not impossible. And within 6 weeks, she'd made the leap. Right? Just because someone hasn't done it yet doesn't mean you can't do it. You've been told you can't because you don't have a clear 10-step plan. Well, where's your plan? Where's your plan? Where are the steps? You can't do it if you don't know the steps in advance. And you definitely can't do it if you don't know how. What, you don't know how you're going to bring this thing to life. You don't know how you're going to step into this dream or desire. Well, so clearly you can't. You may have already tried and failed. So you might be thinking you can't. You might be thinking, this isn't for me. I've already tried. I'm here to tell you, you can. You absolutely can. Once you learn the principles of quantum leaping. So my goal tonight, or this morning for you, I know we're all around the world, my goal is to show you how to leap into anything you desire with the help of a power that creates worlds. Oh, so good. So make yourself a promise right now. Promise to yourself, if I can prove that magic and miracles can happen with minimal effort from you, you'll go all in. Make that promise to yourself right now. So I have been quantum leaping for a very, very long time. I leapt into a university course when I hadn't even finished high school. That had, there was quite a lot of quantum quiver going on there. My very first leadership role, or the very first time, not really my first leadership role, but the very first time I was given the responsibility of running a department. The reason the telephone is representing that leap is because I felt so much like a fraud, and I was so full of self-doubt that I expected my phone to ring every day for 3 months. I was fearful my phone would ring and my boss would say, we've realized you clearly have no idea what you're doing and we're going to have to let you go. So that was a big quantum leap. The bus represents a job I leapt into in Europe that was very unpredictable, where I was cooking for up to 40 people while traveling around on a coach in Europe, when my whole cooking repertoire was things on toast before I got that job. I quantum leapt into love. I met my husband quite late, and well, late, it's all relative, right? Let's quantify it, in my early 40s, and I leapt into motherhood, and he had children. We still do. So being a wife and a mother when I had been single and very independent for a very, very long time. And also probably the biggest quantum leap was starting Sky High Coaching. So hello, we have never met before, and there were some new names in the registrations that came through. I've looked over all the registrations and there were some new names. So hello, it is really wonderful to meet you. My name is Janelle Ryan, and I love helping curious high performers expand their minds to new ways of thinking so they can collapse time around the creation of new possibilities and opportunities for themselves, then lead and inspire others. Now, navigating the forest of quantum leaping. So I have been navigating the forest consciously. I've been leaping for longer than over 20 years, but consciously for over 20 years. I have been tapped in since childhood. There's a favorite story of my mother. She's passed away now, but one of her favorite stories was when I was about 6 years old. I had a little religious class. I went to religious class, and I had great delight in telling the religious teacher that everything she was saying was wrong, and that is actually, I won't say which religion it was, and that was wrong, and that's actually not how it all works. So I have been tapped in a lot longer than my adulthood. I was lucky enough to have a transcendental experience in 2011, a very deep transcendental experience, which really sent me further down the rabbit hole of the quantum, of the laws of the universe, of understanding how everything around us works and our purpose within it. And going down that rabbit hole over 20 years, I cannot tell you how many books I've read, how many videos I've watched, how many podcasts I've listened to, YouTube audios. I have studied under some of the best mentors in the world, from the USA, from Australia, from New Zealand, and from the UK. Along the way, as I navigated through the forest, I discovered who was the real deal and who wasn't, because there is a lot out there. There is a lot of information out there. There are a lot of trees in the forest. And after a while, I could not at the beginning, but after a while, I started being able to identify who was just kind of regurgitating theory and who was actually implementing the theory and leaping themselves and having client success with leaps also. But I wasted a lot of time and I wasted a lot of money along the way. And I still continue to learn and expand in many areas, including the area of quantum leaping to this day. Something that's worth knowing about the quantum is even a quantum physicist, if there was one sitting here with us now, would tell you we don't really know how it works. We just know it does. And there's so much more to learn. We are just scratching the surface. So it's something I really love about the quantum and learning how to use the quantum laws to leap into my dreams and desires is I'm probably going to be learning and expanding for the rest of my life, because we learn more and more every year, more and more information comes out year after year. And what I do, just so you know, if we've never met, is I weed out the good stuff from the not so helpful stuff as I'm navigating the forest. I trial it on myself, like I trial myself, then I test, trial, test, then I refine, test, trial, refine, trial, test, refine. Then I share with my clients, hey, this is what I've been doing. You want to give it a go, and then they start doing the same. We trial, we test. So because I want to know it will work for everybody, not just for me. And then I start to share. So it has to work for me first. I have to see results in my own life. Then I see results with some clients, and then I share even further when I know they're getting results as well. So I navigated this forest the really hard way. And because you are here tonight, you get to do it the easy way. So let's go. I'll just read the message. Yes, beautiful, beautiful, Michelle. Beautiful. That is absolutely perfect. Chat box is perfect. Welcome, welcome. So let me just have a little drink. Secret number one. What actually is a quantum leap? You may have never heard the term before. Maybe you have. You've got some thoughts about what you think it might be. And what is a quantum quiver? So the quantum quiver is actually a term I've developed myself. Probably should copyright it, trademark it. Now, as we go through and I'm moving through these secrets, just feel free to open the chat box and put a Y in, or let me know if something resonates. Stay engaged, stay engaged in the presentation and keep taking notes. Our minds are distraction machines. It's something our mind does very well. And as I said earlier, if you're going to be here, you may as well be present. And two ways you can stay very present is to engage via the chat, and also I'm conscious most of you are watching this via replay, and also keep taking notes. So something I'm going to ask you to do for the rest of our time together is to ignore what you think. The rules of quantum, or the laws of the quantum, throw nearly everything we've learned on its head. So you're going to have to ignore what you think. Be ready to, but I know you've got a growth mindset. That's why you're here. Often we think a quantum leap is some gigantic, huge jump. And I found this photo because I thought for some people it feels like I have to be a daredevil and I have to get on this little bike with very little protection, and I have to be a daredevil and jump, get a ramp and jump over or leap over 12 cars, right? Scary. I'm not doing that. So, there's an element of danger and an element of we could really hurt ourselves. and also an element of it's only for a very small percentage of people in the world can do something as big as and as great and as grand as to take a quantum leap. A quantum leap is actually a small, effortless step, small, effortless step that creates a huge impact. And for something to be a quantum leap, there has to be a level of unpredictability. So we can't train for it anyway, like the guy who's flying over the cars on his bike, who would have trained for years to do that. Because if there's no unpredictability, it's not a quantum leap. And we talk more about that through the presentation. And anyone can execute a quantum leap. Anyone. You don't have to be this daredevil. Now, a quantum quiver, the term that I've coined myself, is the feeling we get inside our bodies when we're a little bit nervous and a little bit excited. You know that feeling? I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm a little bit excited. I'm a little bit nervous, I'm a little bit excited. And understanding the difference between that feeling, which is an indicator to go forward, and a feeling of stop, right? So often this quantum quiver of I've got a bit of fear, but I've got a bit of excitement, and I've got a bit of fear and I've got a bit of excitement. We need that for it to be a quantum leap. If you don't have that tiny little bit of fear and excitement all bundled up as in one, it's not a quantum leap. But we need to be able to understand the difference between that and a clear message from your body saying, no, this isn't the way to move forward. But so often we take the quantum quiver as the indicator to stop. So let me know if this is resonating with you. Secret number 2, I want to help you prepare for your leap, because I want you to be able to start leaping from the moment you hang up from this masterclass. Again, you're going to ignore what you think you should do. Okay, because we think before we do something as big and bold as to take a quantum leap or move into something new or create a change, that we have to have all our ducks in a row. All our ducks have to be lined up. This was me. This was definitely me. All our ducks have to be lined up in a row. We think we have to know exactly how to make it happen. So we're going to make it happen. We think we have to create a plan. There has to be a plan, a 10-step plan, a 5-step plan, a 12-step plan before we embark on our leap. And we think we have to be ready to sacrifice other areas of our life as we execute the plan, because of course we only have a little amount of time, well, 24 hours. And this is when we think a quantum leap is this great big huge leap. So we think we have to sacrifice time with our family, or we think we have to sacrifice our personal time. Personal time is usually the one that goes first, right? So these are the things we think when we think about a quantum leap. Yes. Definitely someone who needs to have all my ducks lined up in a row before I take action. I definitely plan everything. Yeah, right. Let me show you a different way. The reality, if you know how you're going to get somewhere or get something, you're now in the predictable field. It's not a quantum leap. It doesn't matter if you know how. If you know how, you're probably not stuck. Yeah? If you know how, you're now in the predictable, which means I know how to do this. I'm just going to go forward and do it. I'm not stuck. It's not a quantum leap. When you don't know the how, this is because we've been trained, or we've downloaded a belief that if I don't know the how, I can't move forward. We try to come up with the how, and we try to make the plan. And the way we try and make the plan is we look at this, because now it's a problem. We've turned it into a problem, right? Because now we have a problem, we feel stuck, and we start to analyze the problem in every single which way direction, right? We look at it from all angles. And what happens as human beings when we look at things at all from all angles? You know, we get overwhelmed and we get paralysis by analysis and we don't do anything. I don't know which direction to go in. I don't know the step to take. I can't see how to do this, so I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to stop. And I'm going to decide it's not for me, or I'm going to decide I'll do it next week, or I'm going to decide I'll do it next year, or I'm going to decide something else is more important, right? The reality is there is a problem with plans. So problem number one is if you are following a 10-step plan, for example, and you're very blinkered and rigid with your plan, then you're unlikely to see the magic that flies in when the universe starts coming to the party and helping you. Remember, unpredictable has to be unpredictable for it to be a quantum leap. Some unpredictable things you couldn't plan for will start to fly in, but we tend to ignore them because we're only up to number 3 in our 10-step plan, and this thing's flown in and it was number 8. I'm not ready for that yet. We could have collapsed 5 steps, collapsed time, right? The other problem with plans is a lot of us were raised in the theory that you can't be happy until you have the thing. So we follow our 10-step plan and we're not happy until we get the thing, until we achieve the dream or the desire, or we step into the vision. So because we're not happy until we get it, and this thing's over here, it's over there, it's at the end of the 10-step plan, that's when we get irritated and annoyed and frustrated, and we might take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and then we get annoyed with that. So that's not fun, right? You're creating a dream in a way that isn't fun. So that's another problem with plans. And the reality is quantum leaps actually take very little time. It's energy we want to focus on, not time. So we don't have to go and sacrifice time with our family, sacrifice time for ourselves. We don't have to do that at all. We have to look at where we are directing our energy. Remove the drainers and keep the energizers. So I want to introduce to you now your very simple guide to preparing for your leap. This could not be simpler, okay? You're probably going to be a bit amazed at how simple it is. It can't be this easy. The first thing is decide where you want to land. Now, you're probably here because you have a dream or a desire, so you are probably very clear. It's probably very easy. I know exactly where I want to land. I know the job I want, or I know the house I want, or I know the health I want, or I know the love I want, or I know the family I want, or I know the business I want, or I know the client I want, right? I know the money I want in my bank. So decide where it is you want to land. Number 1. Number 2, you focus on that destination. You focus on that destination and you align to it with every part of your being. And by that, I mean, I can close my eyes. I can imagine myself there. I can put myself right in that position. I can see it, smell it, touch it, taste it. And most of all, I can feel it. Quantum leaping is about feeling. It's about energy. This is why we want to remove our energy drainers and really look at where we're directing our energy, because quantum leaping is easier and effortless and faster when we feel good. So what I mean by aligning to that destination is my belief that I can do it has to be strong. I have to think that I can do it. I have to know that I can do it. I have to feel in my body I can do it, right? And I have to act like I can do it. Beliefs, thoughts, feelings, action. Exactly. Most people struggle with part 3. Okay, you're human. Congratulations. And then we want to keep up the activities that energize us, because we want to stay happy. We want to stay excited about our leap. And when we are aligned to it and we can feel it, taste it, touch it in our minds, and remain happy in all areas of our life, that happiness starts to transfer over to the thing you want to leap into, and it will arrive faster. More about that as we go through the presentation. So the result of this very easy plan is you will have a clear vision, a place to land. You will be in alignment with it. if you can close your eyes, pop yourself there, see it, smell it, hear it, taste it, touch it, believe it, you are now a magnet. The quantum works on vibration. We live in a vibrational universe, okay? We know that. We learned that in science when we were at school. Everything's made of molecules and atoms that spin around at various tempos, speeds. So the more you can believe that this is for you, that you can do this, the more you are a magnet to that thing coming towards you. And you will be happy if you're still spending time with your family, doing things for you, having fun. You're happy, you're energized, and you're ready for your leap. Because remember, it's about energy. And we don't want you feeling frustrated, upset, annoyed, irritated, because that just drains your energy away. And now, what are you going to leap with? You don't have any energy. So we want you to hold and keep this good energy so that you're ready for your leap. So give us a why in the chat if this approach is making sense to you. So secret number 3, the number one thing that grounds you. What is the number one thing that stops us from leaping? Well, thank you. Well, it's you. Okay? It's us and the blinkers that we put on and the way that we see the world. So we think our perception of the world is real. We think, now you're all high performers. That's why you're here, right? You're here. You're here to learn how to make the impossible possible. That's why you're here. I know you have great success in one or more areas of your life. I absolutely believe that. I haven't even met all of you before. So I know that you have great success somewhere and now you're getting frustrated because the thinking that got you here is not the thinking that is getting you there, right? So we think the thinking that got us here is the thinking that will get us there. We think our perceived limitations are blinkers. We believe our perceived limitations are real. And we believe whatever we've been told throughout our lives about ourselves, you're too old, you don't know how, you're not smart enough, you don't know the right people, right? Or the situation, this is impossible, no one's ever done this before, what makes you think you can do it is true. We think it's pointless and greedy to want more. So we often think it's pointless to want more because I can't have it anyway, or it's greedy to want more if you were raised that way. Perfect, thank you. Thank you for your comment. And we also believe we have to do it all ourselves. We think if it's not hard to get, it's not a leap. We think there has to be pain to be gained. We think if we don't struggle, we mustn't deserve it. And we think if we failed once, it must not be for us. I tried, I failed, clearly it isn't for me. We think we have to control everything. We have to micromanage the whole leap. Because if we don't, it'll all fall apart. Again, I invite you to ignore what you think. Quantum leaping throws this all on its head, all upside down. The reality is the world is much more than your perception, and most of the things you desire lie outside your perception. So we walk around like this and everything you want is here. And if we just take this away, here it is. If the thinking that got you here is the thinking that will get you there, you'd be there by now. right? I can tell you right now, you're not living up to your full potential right now. Not many people in the world are. Very, very small percentage. You're limitless. The reality is everything you've been told about yourself and or the situation was from somebody else's perception of the world. Right? It's not true. And you came into this world to feel joy and to expand with the multiverse. You will always have desires. So if you're one of the people who thinks it's greedy to want more, or I shouldn't have this desire, it's not for me anyway, or I can't do it, or it doesn't feel very charitable. We came here to feel good, to feel joy, to have fun, to be happy, and to expand. We live in a universe or a multiverse that is constantly expanding. Again, that's science. We know it's moving and we're part of it. So we have to expand and move with it. And when we try not to, right, that's often something will happen, like we'll lose our job, or our relationship will break down unexpectedly. So that's the multiverse saying, you've got to move. We can't stay in the same place. You've got to move. And we expand with the multiverse. Our vehicle of expanding, if we're not being kicked up the butt, is via our desires. That's how we expand and that's how we move. I'm not going to go into that too much more in this masterclass. But you're always going to have desires. You've got desires today. You had desires 5 years ago. You had them 5 years before that, 5 years before that. They just were different. And you're going to have them 5 years from now, 5 years from now, and 5 years from then. You're always going to have desires. The reality is you are unconditionally supported by a power that created worlds. And it's faster and easier to create when there is an absence of struggle. Trust and letting go is the key. This is where we often trip over. So I want to introduce to you now the expansion method. So grab your pen, grab your paper, or open your Word document, whatever you're using. You're going to want to write this down. So the expansion method is, I invite you to challenge your perception and really move into a growth mindset. Okay, what else is there? Widen your focus, zoom out, step out. When we're in the middle of something, and remember we talked earlier about if you're not able to leap somewhere you want to leap, you may have turned it into a problem, right? I'm stuck, it's a problem, I'm frustrated, it's a problem. When we focus on the problem, we can't find the solution. So widen out, zoom out, step back. What else can you see? Take yourself out of the problem or out of the situation and see if you can move your blinkers from here to here, to here to here. Like, just what else can you see if you move out a little bit? The expansion method requires challenging your own beliefs. Now, I'm going to just be honest and really totally upfront. I'm always honest and authentic. This is really hard on your own. They're your beliefs, right? You love them. You often nurture them. And believe me, from working with clients, you sometimes fight for them. Okay, so it is challenging to challenge your own beliefs. So you may want to seek someone to help you with that. And please, 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 can this person be qualified? Right? Find someone who knows what they're doing. So I really encourage you to surround yourself with new people and experiences if you want to expand and expand your perception of the world, because new people are going to bring in diversity and new insights, and of course, new experiences are going to help you grow. Number 5, be really mindful who you share your dreams with. So this is something I talk a lot about with my clients, is don't share your big dreams with the people who you know are going to tear them down, or the people who you know, and often it's to keep you safe, Or it might be they tried and they failed, and that hurt them, so they don't want you to get hurt. Or they, usually parents are trying to protect us because they can't see how you could ever possibly do that, so you're just going to be disappointed or hurt yourself or trip over. So then, find those people who are your cheerleaders. Find those people who are already leaping. Find those people who are doing the impossible. I love being the dumbest person in a room. So when I go and join a collective or a network, or I go into a program, I'm a lifelong learner. I'm always in some kind of program for my personal and professional development. I want to be the rookie. I want to be in the room with people who are doing more than me, if that makes sense. I want to be inspired. I want these people to take me with them. I don't want to be the person in the room that is, I don't mind being inspirational at all, but if we're talking about my own personal expansion, I need to be in the room with people who are teaching me. So, and we've got to learn how to trust. And for you to trust that the multiverse has your back, right? Then you might, if you find that difficult right now or challenging right now, just think about, are there some people you can trust, or are there some things you can you trust that the sun will come up tomorrow? Like, you can start with some really basic things like that. I trust that, and just think about the things in your life that are very predictable, and start to instill and build your trust in those things. And then I assure you, you'll start to see more and more and more and more things to trust when you wake your mind up to that. So the result, if you move through the expansion method and take some action, the result will be you'll have new ways of thinking. The way you see the world will change. I promise you. You will start to see the magic and the miracles and the beauty and the abundance of this world. You will start to create some white space. And I'm going to talk a bit more about that in a minute, why that's important. And you'll learn more about yourself and your capabilities. And you'll grow more confident in yourself and your ability to lead. And you'll be harnessing the power of a collective. So not only a collective of people, if you go and put yourself in different situations, especially with people who are leaping and love cheering other people on, because there is I wasn't going to talk about this tonight. Let's go there just really quickly. We can calibrate to other people's energy, and other people can calibrate to our energy. So what we do find, or I find especially, if I've formed a group and we're all leaping, people leap further because we're all calibrating to each other. Okay. And then you've got the help of the multiverse as well. So I'll just have a little drink, check the time. Beautiful. Okay. So not really a secret, maybe a secret, but part 4 is we're going to apply these pieces of theory, and you are going to know how to start leaping from the moment you hang up from this masterclass. So exciting. It's so much fun. Let me know in the chat if any of this resonates. Now, to begin your quantum leap, get ready to write this down, to begin your quantum leap. So a quantum leap, as we've talked about, requires a destination. You're leaping. It requires somewhere to land. So decide where you want to land and hold that vision. So if I said to you, and I have done this I've been talking about quantum leaping for many, many years now, and I've done this with groups that were live in front of me, where I've asked them to stand up and hold a vision somewhere on the floor and then leap to whatever piece of the carpet that they decided they were going to land on. And they always landed exactly where they'd held their vision. So you want to decide where you want to land, hold the vision, and then move into alignment with it. I believe I can do this. I think I can do this. I'm going to think really good thoughts about how great it's going to feel when I land. And then that's going to feel good in my body. And if I talk about it with myself, I'm going to say really positive things. And if I talk about it with other people, I'm going to say really positive things. And then because I feel really good about it and really confident about it, okay, I've got a little bit of a quantum quiver, but I know, I recognize that and I know what that means. And that's an indicator to move forward. And I'm going to take action now. You're in complete alignment. So move into alignment with it. Now, before you leap, because remember, we're just beginning, we haven't leapt yet, move into alignment with it. Because remember, you don't know what to do. You haven't got a plan. There's no 10-step plan. What am I supposed to do? I'm in alignment with it. I can feel it, taste it, touch it, pretend I'm there, believe it, tell myself really good things about it. Yes, I want to take action, but how do I know what action to take? This is where we all get stuck. There's no plan, okay? So what we do is we get very, very present. We stay open and we listen and we wait until an answer appears. And that will be an impulse or an idea or an inspired thought. Now, how do we do this? Walk in nature. You think about it. You will have your own ways. You will already, I know you will, your mind will already be thinking, I get really good ideas in the shower. I get really good ideas when I'm driving. I get really good ideas when I'm walking along the beach. I get really good ideas in meditation. I get really good ideas when I'm journaling, right? You'll know. I get really good ideas when I'm at the gym. I get really good ideas when I am swimming laps at the pool. You will know what it is for you and when it is for you. How do I know? Let me know at the end if you still have that question. So stay open, present, listen, and you will receive an idea, an answer, an impulse to call someone, an impulse to do something. That's when we move. We act from inspired thought and we take one step only. This is the beauty of quantum leaping. You only have to worry about that step, that action, that act. There's no step 2, step 3, step 4, There's just that one, right? We take the step or make the action, we trust, we let it go, and then we see what happens. Now, the thing to be aware of with a quantum leap is sometimes there's a bit of disorder, especially if you're not used to quantum leaping and you're doing something completely differently to how you've done it before. Sometimes, so think of it as if you bake a cake, it's really messy in the middle, isn't it? Right? A surgeon performing an operation on someone, if you walked in halfway through that operation, you'd probably turn around, if you were like me, and walk out again pretty quickly. It's pretty messy in the middle, okay? But there's a beautiful cake at the end. Someone's been healed at the end. Okay, so if there's a little bit of disorder in the middle because you're quantum leaping for the first time and you're so used to having your ducks in a row and now you don't have your ducks in a row and it's all feeling very unfamiliar and frightening, the plan will unfold. Disorder is part of it. Receive the result of your action. So you take your one step and then you see what happens. And this is why we don't want to plan, because we don't know what's going to happen once we've taken this step. We don't know what else is going to flow in. So, but it's beautiful that you're only ever worrying about your one step. That's all you've got to worry about. So you take your one step, receive the result of your action, review. Okay, here's where I am. I'm here now. I was here. Now I'm here. Feels good. And repeat. Go back. Okay, where's my landing point? Here. Well, your starting point's now different. And I guarantee something will have flown in that you didn't predict. you didn't expect and you couldn't predict. There will be magic unfolding. And that is how you know you're taking a quantum leap. So this is some of my own results and some client results. We have had people make up a job, and they've said to me, clients have said to me, this job doesn't exist. And then pretty soon that job appears. We've had career advancement change. We've had babies. We have multiple Sky High Coaching babies. We have romantic relationships. I've had a client draw a floor plan of a home that she then bought a couple of months later with the exact floor plan facing the direction she wanted it to face in. So the sun came in a certain way. We've had clients heal themselves, either their bodies or heal relationships. Now, when we say heal, it's because they know exactly where they want to land, and they've waited for their inspired thought, and then they've moved, and then that perfect practitioner has just come in from nowhere, or that perfect program has come in from nowhere, seemingly nowhere, right? Multiple clients have moved from careers to entrepreneurship. Multiple clients have moved interstate or internationally for career advancement when they were told it was impossible. I've had clients write books and they've been published, so leapt into that, and plenty of people have leapt into more money. So these are the results that come from, and I suspect some of you are thinking, this all sounds too good to be true. This all sounds a little bit too easy, right? The process is easy. The formula is simple. It's the embodiment that we have to nail, okay? The belief system. So I have a private client. I popped this quote in because this is only about 2 weeks old, this quote. We were on a call together, and she was getting very, very, very frustrated about something not appearing. And she's a client who's quantum leapt before more than once. So this is how easily we can flick back when something isn't coming as easily as other things have come. So she's done plenty of quantum leaps and really way out. Oh my gosh, we've been laughing because we could never have predicted the things that have happened for her. But she was stuck on something, and even on our call, she was saying to me, I understand quantum leaping and I understand trust and I have evidence of it, but I'm finding it really hard, right? She's human. So I asked her to let go for a week. Just let go for a week, for 1 week. Let go, 1 week. Can you do it for 1 week? Yes, I can let go for 1 week. She sent me a message 2 days later. I let go, and holy moly, Janelle, this is what happened. Something flew in that was extraordinary. And she said, I let go, and this is what happened randomly. And then she caught herself. No, it wasn't random. It wasn't random. It was the multiverse. It was a quantum leap. So let me ask you, what if you could do this? What if you could embrace a new way to succeed? What if you could break through your blinkers, your barriers, your limitations, your beliefs, the beliefs that don't serve you? What if you could remain in alignment if it got messy in the middle, or when it got messy in the middle? What if you could embrace the magic and have the results that I've had, my clients are having? What if you began quantum leaping? Your whole world will change, and you see the world as a fun playground, honestly, rather than things that are hard. Let me ask you an alternative question. What if you completely messed this up? What if you said, okay, I'm ready, I've got my notes, feeling very inspired, very energized. I'm going to go out and I'm going to do all the things that woman said to do. and you completely mess it up? You kind of can't because you just review and repeat. I know where I want to land. I think I'm in alignment. I'm going to get quiet. I've had an inspired thought or an idea. I'm feeling the quantum quiver. I feel a bit scared, so that's okay. I take a step and then, oh, I don't really think that was the right way. Okay, review and repeat. Go back. You can't really mess it up. And even if you do, you're still learning, you're still growing, you're still expanding, hopefully still having fun. That's what we're here to do. Jump in the chat box. Are you excited? We've had some people joining along the way. Are you excited about what we've just talked about? Let me know. Now, I understand it's a lot, right? And I understand that, oh, I already took an action. Oh my gosh, I love that. Wowie. Oh, that is awesome. So it is a little bit, I've just gone ahead a slide. We're all going to be okay. It is a little bit overwhelming and you might feel like you've just had all this water thrown in your face, right? Oh my gosh, I feel like it was all a bit much and I'm drowning a little bit. That's okay. The replay will come out tomorrow. You can, well, tomorrow, you can rewatch it. You've got your notes. And I've got an offer for you if you want some more, if you want to start leaping with me supporting you. I'm excited. Now I've got to ignore what I think. Yes. So if you want to start leaping with me and others like you, like-minded people, we're all going to leap together. I'm going to be taking my own quantum leaps. I want to introduce you to Taking the Leap, which is an online program I have been running for about 6 years now. We used to do it twice a year, but now I have so many other programs. We do it once a year and it's just come around again. And Taking the Leap is where we all leap together. And this is the program where everyday people are making the impossible possible. So if you're interested, I'm just going to run over it really quickly and I've got a super offer just for those of you in this masterclass. So Taking the Leap is an online program designed for you if you're a high performer, and we know you are because you're here. So you're a high performer who wants to step into your untapped potential because you've tapped into some already. Get unstuck if you're feeling stuck in an area and leap into your next adventure using the magic of the quantum. So come and join me and others like you and learn how to collapse time. We do things faster and easier and in a more fun way when we're co-creating with the multiverse. So what do you get in Taking the Leap? There'll be over 20 recorded modules and you'll be able to watch or listen. So I usually have a video and an audio. You'll be able to watch or listen to those from your own home or office via your desktop, laptop, or your phone. There'll be an online community so you can all talk and share and leap together, cheer each other on, be support for each other. There'll be personal support from me. I will be in that community daily also. The thing about Taking the Leap, it is my only program, pretty sure it's the only one, so many now, where you have lifelong access. You have it forever. And every time I come around for another round, you're invited back in. So we already have previous leapers registered because they come back again and then they go and leap. And then they come back again and then they go and leap again. And then they come back again and they've paid, they've invested once. Right? So lifelong access. And this is brand new, never offered this before in Taking the Leap. If you are new to Taking the Leap, you may be eligible for a private coaching call with me. It's for a limited time only. So what I mean by you may be, you have to get in before it ends. And you can bring everything to me. one-on-one private call. This is my struggle. This is my frustration. This is where I'm falling down. This is my dream. This is what I want to leap into. And I will help you clean it up so that you can take your leap. Amazing, right? So what we'll do in the program is I'm going to tell you more quantum leaping secrets. You've only got 3, right? There's multiple. I'll help you create a crystal clear destination so that you know exactly where you're landing. A quantum leap requires a crystal clear destination, right? I'm going to help you unlock your inner gifts and talents that you already possess to help you in your leap. And some of them they may not have emerged yet, because we keep these gifts and talents inside us until they're required. And if you haven't been leaping as high as you are able, because you're limitless, right? They might still be locked up in there. We need to keep moving and leaping for them to unlock. I'm going to help you rewire your beliefs. We do a lot of mind mastery. How are you showing up in the world? What do you believe about your leaps? Do you believe you can do it? And we just get right in underneath and into those subconscious beliefs, you know, the ones that actually drive a lot of our life. We don't even know they're there, and we will rewire those. I go into a deeper explanation of the quantum. So I haven't really talked about the quantum realm itself or quantum theory, but I will talk more about what the realm actually is, what the field is, the quantum field, and the different parts of it, and how we can use the different parts to our advantage. A lot of magic in taking the leap. There's a lot of magic in this program. I'll introduce you to more universal laws that, whether we can see them or not, are in play, whether we believe it or not, are in play. Okay, I'm just a messenger. I am going to help you become more of an energetic match to your desires. So this is where the miracle and the magic happens, when we really start working on an energetic level. So I'm going to talk more about that and help you with that. And this is when we start really collapsing time and leaping faster. I've got a module on how to leap in your sleep. My favorite way to leap, because you don't have to do anything. Like literally nada, nothing. So how to leap in your sleep. And remember, you will have these principles for the rest of your life. Lifetime access, rest of your life. So Susan is a leaper. Almost 1 year after completing this program, I am still leaping at amazing speed. I would not be where I am today without. So lovely. Let's talk about, no worries, someone had to go, bye. Let's talk about how it works. We're starting next Monday. I will start uploading modules, so relevant, current, contemporary, from next Monday. They'll be available to watch or listen to via the Sky High Coaching app, right? Now, the replay of this is also available, will be available on the app. So if you haven't downloaded the app, you may want to do that. There'll be a link to do that when the replay comes through, so don't stress about it. I will be providing you with theories and real case studies, real people, my results, what I did, clients, what they did. You've got past leapers coming in. They're already registered. So they are going to be able to talk to you about their leaps. Step-by-step home play. You won't be able to get lost. You won't get lost. It's very clear, I love taking really big concepts and making them really, really, really simple. So it's something that I love to do. So there will be step-by-step home play. All you have to do is follow it along, and we've got my support and everyone else's support. And of course, as I said, you have lifetime access. So we're going to do mindset work and also really bringing you into alignment, Your beliefs matching your thoughts, your beliefs and your thoughts matching your words, your beliefs, your thoughts and your words, matching your emotions, and then matching your actions. There will be implementation and embodiment tools. So as I said at the start, for those of you who weren't here right at the beginning, words don't teach, words don't create change. Implementation creates change. So there'll be implementation tools, and who we're being is very, very important in quantum leaping, who we're embodying, who we're becoming. So there's going to be some embodiment tools as well to serve you there. Support from me, support from each other. Q&A will be available. There will be a thread that you will be able to go into and type any question in. If I think it's really easy to answer in that thread, I will just answer in the thread. If I think it's taking a little bit more of an explanation, I will jump on a video and make a video for you. And if there's enough questions, often at the end, I'll do a live Q&A. So you'll be able to come in to a live Q&A. And of course, for a limited time, a private coaching call. Like that is... hope my bookkeeper isn't on here. Okay. So Mike said, my self-belief has grown exponentially, which has been instrumental in turning my hobby into a business. I've gone from 0 clients to multiple clients and from 0 revenue to cash flow. I highly recommend Janelle Ryan for anyone who wishes to take a quantum leap in their life. Thank you, Mike. So what's your investment for taking the leap? I put this in Australian dollars. I know we're at least in Canada and the UK as well. And the Philippines too. So that I'm aware of. If you're from another country, let me know. I put it in Aussie dollars. I will let you do your own conversion. So for the amount of content I provide, that is at least $3,000. I think I've been pretty conservative. I think I've been pretty conservative along here. I think it's all worth a lot more. Online support, you can come in to the community in 6 months and ask a question. You can come back in 8 months and ask a question. You can come back in next year and ask a question and I will answer it. So I've got $1,000 there. You've got lifetime online support. I think it's worth a lot more than $1,000. The community support, I love the Sky High Coaching community. I love our community. And to me, it's priceless. Being part of our community is absolutely priceless. A private call with me it's going to be 90 minutes. So it's not this 20-minute, 10-minute thing. I see a lot of, it's 90 minutes in-depth call. And I don't offer them. So I don't really know what it's worth. But I've got $1,500. I think it's worth more than $1,500 for 2 decades, over 2 decades of quantum leaping knowledge and experience, and having all my energy, all my focus on you for 90 minutes. And we're going to send you something in the mail. When was the last time you got something in the mail? I love getting things in the mail. So that is around $100, that pack. Now, the value of all of this is $5,600. Because you have been in this masterclass, we're offering it to you for a limited time for $999. Now that is like less than the coaching call, less than the modules, less than the online community support forever. Like it's a no-brainer, right? So I'm offering that to you for $999. And it's only for people who have stayed to this spot of the masterclass. You will not see this online. If you get on my website and click on Taking the Leap and go to the payment, because it's available to the public, and go to the registration page, you'll see it's $2,222, which is still less than half price, right? Still a bargain. So for you to get this price, when you go into the registration page, there's a big underneath pay us $2,222. Underneath, there is a big box that says, do you have the masterclass password? If you do, put it in here. And then when you go through, you'll be asked to pay $999. So that is how you will get that. I am going to saving of over $4,600. Crazy. Before you go into the link and start buying is free for past leapers. I've already talked about that. You will have received an email a couple of weeks ago saying we're going around again and inviting you back in. If you haven't received it or you didn't see it, let us know. We'll pop you in. My salonies. If you're part of the salon, if you're a salonee, you get this for free, of course. Private clients, you get this for free, of course. So salonies and private clients receive anything I ever do for free. If you're interested in that, if you're in, how do I become a salonee? How do I become a private client? You might want to reach out to me and ask me about that. So Tina, she has an amazing story. I absolutely love taking the leap. Things have happened to me that I honestly don't believe would have. My goal was a new role and it appeared within 3 months. I can only imagine what else will happen as I continue leaping. She was one of the clients who made up their own job and said it didn't exist. And a recruiter via LinkedIn reached out to her with the exact role that she had made up. She didn't do anything except the first few steps that we talked about. So what are you really getting in taking the leap? You're really getting more courage and confidence. You're really getting time. Let me show you how to do this so that you can start collapsing time, right? You're really getting a more fun and fulfilling life. You're getting the secrets of the universe. Like, come on. And you're getting your dreams and desires. What else do we want in our lives? We want our dreams and desires. And you are going to witness magic and miracles. It's so beautiful. Time tip. If you want to stop striving and start being in flow, this is the course for you. I took the leap by signing up for this program. And I'm really grateful that I did because it helped me to become clear about what I want and go towards it with courage. Taking the leap was about diving into a safe space with Janelle guiding us to tap into our deeper truths and leaping into our own power. So if you are an action taker, like I'm here, I want this, I'm ready. This, you can just type this straight into your browser right now, and that is just going to take you straight through to the screen where you will put in the password, TTLMC. It's not very imaginative, I get it, taking the leap masterclass, right? I wanted to make it easy for all of us. So you could write that down now, or that's the password, TTLMC. I will put this link, when I send out the replay, I'll pop this link in as well, AUS 999. Or if you want to read more about the program, if you actually want to jump on my website and read a bit more about it, you can log on to my website. Across the top, there are options. Click on programs, click on taking the leap, click on register here, and then scroll to the bottom and enter the code. So that means for the 999. So that's if you want to read a little bit more about the program. There's nothing to stop you going off and navigating the forest alone. I did it, okay? So I did it for a certain amount of time, but then I realized how much money I was wasting and how much time I was wasting. So that's when I started, and it took me a while to understand, like I said, who was the real deal. So once I knew who was the real deal, who was actually embodying this, who was actually leaping themselves and were having client results, well, that's when I started doing their programs and leaping with them and hiring them as my mentors. So not even just doing their programs, actually working one-on-one with them. So I've really invested a lot of money and a lot of time navigating the forest. You can totally do it alone. But if you don't want to, you want to collapse time, a couple of reminders, the new content starts from next week. There's an offer of a private coaching call It's limited and it's only for people who are new to taking the leap. It's free for past leapers, salonees, and private clients. And the $999 is a limited time only. So if you do want to save the $4,600, then this will end at any time. Anytime. And it ends when I get the message. So when I'm quiet and I'm tapping in and I get the message that it's time to end anything or start, begin, end. So that's when it will end, when I receive the call, the internal call to end it. So don't delay, because it's not forever. So thank you for being here. I am going to take questions now, and then I'm going to tell you about the bonuses. Well, I'll tell you about the bonuses while you're typing any questions in, and I'm going to draw some prizes. So thank you for being here. I am going to stop the recording now. So thank you for those who have watched the replay and got right to this point, because sometimes it's harder to carve out time to watch a replay. So huge acknowledgement to you. I hope I do see you in Taking the Leap. It is one of the best programs on the internet. I guarantee it. Otherwise, I will see you when I see you next time. If you're here live, please feel free to type any questions in the chat box, or just to give me your thoughts, or tell me how this was for you, and then we'll do some bonuses and some prizes.